alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Today, inshallah, we have a new topic for grade 11 under the title Islamic Etiquettes of Dressing. So, today we need to learn how does Islam describe the Muslim clothes or dressing code itself. As we say, dressing code. How does it be like and how to follow the Islamic teaching in the way of dressing or dressing code. What I'm gonna mention. So please, this is Islamic teaching and we should try our best to follow these instructions. Dressing code in Islam. Both men and women are expected to show modesty in their clothes they wear. Women are expected to dress in a way that shows they are pleasing women. The Quran instructed the Prophet, tell your wives and your daughters and the women of the believers to wrap their outer garments, which is hijab. You know, hijab that covers the head till the chest, around themselves that is more suitable so that they will be known as pious women, not be harassed. This is in Surah Al-Ahzab, chapter number 33, and number 59. Next, here we have like women are also told not to display their finery. There means that the dress is meant to protect the person from harassment and to prevent one from becoming obsessed with pride in one's outward appearance. It is also a way Muslim can develop a society that respects the boundaries between men and women. Islam differentiates and distinguishes the women from men in their clothes and their way of living itself. In this way, each person is judged for their piety, honesty, hard work, and the values, not mere outer beauty and the fashion consciousness. Many Muslim women, and I need to focus more today about the Muslim women, many of them completely conceal themselves in jilbab. Jilbab is the outer garment covering them from their head to their feet. I know that most of the women, Muslim or Muslim women, they don't follow this because it is not like compulsory, it's not mandatory in Islam to wear this kind of clothes, which say jilbab. That is one part from head till feet, and they cover their face as well. Only their eyes are shown. So all of this from Islam, yes. However, not all of it is obligatory. The gloves and the face veil are not obligation, but recommendations, you know, and the most women choose not to wear them. So there is no problem, no blame, but it's recommended to be like protected of the people. As well, the hijab is the Islamic practice of preventing a woman from being seen by men, except by their closest male relatives. Like we can say in Arabic, maharim. Maharim, the one to whom the woman is not allowed to get married, like uncle, like brother, like father, and so on. Men are not allowed to shake hands with women unless they are closely related to them, such as one's wife, daughter, aunt, uncle, and so on. Dressing code in Islam. Some Muslims wrongly believe that the hijab is like cultural practice rather than a religious one. No, hijab is a part of Islam. They are very much mistaken because Allah has instructed the women in the Quran. Allah said they are to draw their khimar or hijab over their heads and the chest. Comes from the head to the chest here. So, and not to reveal their beauty except to their husbands, their fathers, their husband's father, their sons, their husband's sons, their brothers, or their brother's son, which you call ancestor sons, which you called maharim in Islam. So I would like here to highlight the traditional Islamic rules for modest dress for the Quran, from the Quran and Sunnah for the men. Let's start with the women. Uh, what is the traditional Islamic rules for the dress for women? Clothing must cover the entire body except for the face and for the hands when in the company of non-related males, means when they go out in the streets. As well, clothing must be loose, not to be very tight, so the shape of the body is not seen. Thick enough so that it is not see-through. It doesn't like to be apparent, but it should be thick enough not to be see-through. Should not resemble the clothing of men. Don't like to dress like the man, and we understand what is meant here. The clothes as well should not be like ostentation or ostentatious, like what? Like when someone try to wear something which is not proper to be outside, should be at home. So we should avoid that. And the clothes shouldn't be perfumed when around a relative, because you know nowadays it is like unaccepted to go out with the very open perfume in your clothes. So what about men? For men, clothing must conceal whatever is between the navel and the knee. This is called the awra, from your knee and navel. So all these parts should be covered, not to be shown. Must be loose and not see-through, as we said with the women, so that the private areas remains concealed. All garments must be above the ankle bone, and this is sunnah as well. It is not obligation, so it is sunnah to do something like that. And the clothing should not resemble the clothes of women, as we said. They should not resemble something that's not Islamic, un-Islamic practice or fashion, like clothing of bodyist and moving star and something like that. Last point here, it cannot be made of silk or colored, dyed with saffron. So silk is not allowed to be worn by men, even the gold and all these elements not allowed for men to wear them. May Allah accept our deeds. I know that most of this like surprising for us, but we need to do our best to follow this Islamic teaching. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward us and we will be able to gain his love inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.